Now today, we shall see how Bhagavan helps a student and how he developed into what he is today. How Bhagavan, he grew up with Bhagavan slowly, gradually to a certain level of seva. Sai Ram is well known as the author of Yogi Ram Saratkumar Glimpses, YouTube. People have been seeing the varieties of Bhagavan's Leelas there. And Sai Ram sent me 2 or 3 of his important experiences in his life which made major transformation in both his inner life and outer life. A very surprising narration, and the one that's necessary in today's world, especially for the students. There are many, many students who were ready to cheat and earn a degree. Now we shall see what happened to Sai Ram. Sai Ram says it was in 2000 or 99 or 2000, the family met Bhagavan, had darshan of Bhagavan for the first time. At the time his father Lakshmi Narayan was working in Erode, Perundurai. Soon after darshan of Bhagavan, they had 2 blessings, 2 specific blessings which happened. One was his father got a transfer back to Chennai. The other was his brother got a seat in a very good college. Now both impressed the whole family, and they began to take Bhagavan's darshan very seriously. Bhagavan entered into their house with his nama. But then, in 2001, Sai Ram was only a 10th standard boy who had no deep interest in spirituality and definitely not in Bhagavan, Yogi Ram Saratkumar. All that he knew of spirituality was Vishnu Sahasranamam, Gayatri Japam, Aditya Hridayam, etc. But that was also very infrequent. And he was only an average student, and it was always enough for him to get a pass. He would not work hard, nor did he expect anything beyond it. So always very easygoing, happy guy. So when he wrote his 10th standard examination, the board examination, public examination, always his father and mother would ask him, and then he would say, okay, I will get a pass. But this time, in 10th standard, he had a subject he was not very strong. It was science and social science. When the question came, many students found it tough. And to Sai Ram, it was very, very tough. Tougher than the toughest. He says he did not get even one extra sheet nor did he complete the booklet. And after he came out of the examination hall, he made an approximate marking, and to his horror, he could not add up to even 28, whereas 35 was the pass mark. So when he came home, as usual, his parents asked, but this time he did not say, I will get a pass. He said, I would fail. I'm so sorry. I think I would fail. Now there was a heavy silence. He expected some reprimanding rebuke from his father. Instead, father said, write a letter to Swami. Write a letter to Bhagwan Yogiram Saratkumar Thiruvannamalai. Sai Ram says he found it very difficult even to write a leave letter. He had to be instructed. Now how to write to Bhagwan? Anyway, he wrote as it came to him, as was natural to him. At the end, he simply wrote as he would write to his friends, please reply. His father was horrified. What is this? Is this the way to write to Bhagwan? He took it away and he wrote on his behalf, on Sai Ram's behalf, a letter at the end of which he stated, Bhagwan, I am chanting your name all the time. When Sai Ram saw that, it was his turn to be horrified. He thought, what a lie. I hardly spoke his name. Father has written, I am chanting his name all the time. But his father didn't bother. He simply posted it and told Sai Ram to chant Bhagwan's Nama and pray. To his delight, to the delight of Sai Ram, he got a blessing letter from the ashram. Now he became so happy, and the fear of the examination result left him after seeing this letter. He somewhat felt reassured, so he began to be very happy. And one day morning, when he was still sleeping, his brother came shouting happily and announced that not only Sai Ram passed, he passed in first class. Just imagine the reaction of Sai Ram. He just could not believe it. My God, it was enough if Bhagwan had given him a pass, but he had given a good pass. And that is when he began to realize what grace is, how kind Bhagwan could get. And that is when he went to the puja room, sat there, something melted in his heart. And he began to chant the name. And after that he picked up this chanting. He was very happy, more happy about his chanting the name now than his result. So that was a personal introduction to the gracious Bhagwan. Now of course, he says, it started, the first class started from the 10th, and Bhagwan was giving him first class till his post-graduation, MCA. It was always first class ever since that. Now after the graduation, he got a PG seat in a good college, and then he took up arts and science there. There was one particular subject that was accounts. Now, in the first semester, he had to write that examination accounts. He was very afraid of it. He was not at all strong in that, very weak. So for such people, the temples would be crowded. At this season, you could see even many people coming during the examination season, many students coming, flooding this place with prayers. His friends took him to Sri Perumbudur, Sri Ramanuja's temple. They said it was a very powerful shrine and the prayers would easily be answered. So he went and stood there before Sri Ramanuja and made his prayer. He said, Swami, if you give me a pass in this accounts exam, then I will shave my head. I will offer my hair. This is a kind of prayer that is done. It's in the Hindu tradition. It is an offering made. Especially in Tirupati, one could see endless queue for this kind of prayer fulfillment. So here he promised, he committed himself to Sri Ramanuja. In exchange for a pass, he would shave his head completely, a tonsure. But then after he came out of the temple, he began to think, my God, he was studying in a co-ed college where girls also used to come. How could he do this? How could he go about with absolutely no hair on the head? And suddenly he had a change of heart. He compromised and said, okay, if I get a pass, I will close crop myself. Little realizing that this was very wrong on his part. It was a false commitment, one that should not be done before God. One should always keep one's word to God. He felt very guilty about it, for sure, but he could not change his mind. Instead, he began to pray to Bhagavan. He remembered how Bhagavan helped him in his 10th standard. So he said, Bhagavan, Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, please get me a pass. I made a false commitment to Sri Ramanuja. Nothing should happen. Please Bhagavan, please get me a pass, like you did in my 10th standard. And he started chanting the name vigorously. It was accounts, the exam. He wrote the examination. The examination was 50% theory, 50% sums. The theory he was a little confident about. So if he should get at least 40 out of 50%, he would get a pass. But who is going to give him 40? That was his bother. Now, after he wrote the examination, the results came. You can imagine his heart was pounding heavily. But to no avail. The result was failed. He failed in the examination. Of course, he was very, very disturbed, agitated, but at the same time he knew that he deserved it. Did he not go back on his word as soon as he came out of the temple to say that he would close crop if he should get a pass? He changed it immediately, and that was very wrong on his part. So he thought he deserved it. He went through hell, but he knew he deserved this hell. But then he started his vigorous and rigorous chanting of name and prayer. He kept on saying, Bhagwan, Bhagwan, please do something. I have to pass somehow. He gave this paper for re-evaluation, and after that his prayer became more intense. All the time he was praying and chanting. And he said, I would never do such a thing again. That pray one thing and do something else. He was full of remorse. He repented, but then he had to get a pass somehow. Of course, his prayers, his nama chanting, his faith in Bhagwan did not fail him. Bhagwan gave him a pass in the examination, in the re-evaluation. It's after that he learned. People who failed in the accounts exam, who had to rewrite the examination, when they got the question paper, it was tougher than before. It was 90% sums and only 10% theory, which meant if Sai Ram had attempted without re-evaluation, writing the exam again, he would have got hardly 10 marks. So he knew that he had a narrow escape and all his beloved Bhagwan's grace. Now just like that he had another experience. Now before that, here there is one thing to say. When we make a prayer before the divine, Bhagwan always said, the prayer, when the prayer is fulfilled, is granted by the divine, we must do whatever offering that we decided, the exact way we pray. There should be no compromise in that. There are people who pray to Tirupati Venkatachalapati, and if they could not go there, they would choose the nearest Perumal temple, Mahavishnu temple, and they would finish the prayer there, the commitment. But that would not do. Bhagwan said, that is no fulfillment of the commitment. Always, as you pray to God, follow the same thing. Keep up your word. Never fail in that. Now another predicament, when it was the last semester in his MCA examination. Now this time the subject was computer science practicals. Again Bhagwan did a great demonstration and changed his character altogether. It was a complete transformation. It was a grace that not only helped the situation, but also transformed him completely. This examination, this computer science faculty examination, fell on the last day. It was mostly coding based, and he had to get many codes by heart, which he could not do. So just 10 minutes before the examination, he had a brainwave. He noted down some of the codes there, which he thought were very important for the examination. He rolled it up in his handkerchief and put it in his pocket. He went inside the examination hall with a bit in his pocket. Now that was the last day of the last semester. And as soon as he entered and went and sat in his place, allotted place, he heard the inspecting squad had come in the morning, that being the last day. They had visited the center, examination center, and they caught hold of a boy red-handed when he was cheating, when he was copying, and he was sent away. What a blot in his academic career. So, when he heard it, now that is when Sai Ram's private hell started. He was so scared, he could see those squad people moving in the next room through the glass door, the glass wall. There was a partition. On the other side, they were moving about, and they could come into their hall any moment. Now, Sai Ram could not even complete the booklet. He was unable to write anything more. All the time he was sweating profusely, because those people would surely enter his hall also. And what if he was caught? What a shame it would be. What a blot in his academic record. It would spoil his future also. My God, why did I do it? Yogi Ram Surat Kumar. I don't know why I did this. He was full of remorse. Now you see, there was only one boy who was seated next to him on the right side who knew about it. Here Sai Ram was sweating profusely, and he started to scream in his heart, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat. It doesn't matter even if I fail. Please don't let me be caught by them. That was his constant prayer, accompanied by screaming Yogi Ram Surat Kumar Nama inside his heart. And his lips also started to move with the chant of Yogi Ram Surat Kumar. The boy who was seated on the right side, who knew about it, saw him, his lips moving all the time. Sai Ram was becoming very restless. Now that is when the squad, one of the inspectors, entered, and she started to move about. Strangely, because of restlessness of Sai Ram, the inspector stood in a certain corner, was looking at him all the time. Now you see, it added to the agony, it added more to the agony of Sai Ram, who was absolutely miserable. And what was more, the squad inspector came and stood behind him, and then would move around, came in the front and stood there and stared at him. He died 100 deaths that day, all the time screaming, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, please save me, please save me. Now the squad inspector, we do not know what inspired him to make the next move. He went to the boy who was writing the examination on the left side of Sai Ram. He asked him to get up, and when the student got up, this man went and ransacked the shirt pocket, the pant pocket, the shoes, everything that one could possibly imagine that they might hide, bits of paper. Complete, thorough examination. Luckily, that boy did not carry any bits, so he submitted, and he came out well. And the squad inspector moved again, stood behind Sai Ram and stared. Now you can imagine how heavily Sai Ram's heart must have been pounding. And then this squad inspector moved on to the right side boy, made him stand up, again ransacked the shirt pocket, the pant pocket, the shoes, etc., etc. And again, luckily, that boy also did not carry any bits of paper, so it was okay. Now, Sai Ram thought it was his turn. Any moment, the inspector would come, stand before him. Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, with his entire being, he cried out. He was almost crying now. Probably just looking at him, the inspector thought, oh, this boy did not know the answers. That's why he was crying. That's why he was so restless. Poor boy, he could not carry any bits. We do not know what inspired the inspector to think so. So he just crossed Sai Ram, went to the other corner, stood there at the doorway for some time, and then left the place. Tear-filled eyes of Sai Ram, his profuse sweat, his restlessness, all proved the very prayer that accompanied. You see, they all proved just the opposite to the inspector. The inspector must have thought, okay, this boy doesn't know any answers. So you see, Sai Ram escaped, but then what an escape it was. He went through an abject, miserable hell. And then he decided he will never again indulge in such cheating. He said, that private hell that I went through brought about an inner transformation in me. True, I made a mistake. I made a terrible mistake. I wanted to cheat. But then how Swami transformed me. That particular day, why should the squad choose to come? Why would that man stand behind me and before me, stare at me, making me even more miserable? Though I tried to pretend as though I was thinking, as though I was writing, I was also sweating profusely. So you see, God, when we make a mistake, the very remorse, the very reaction that we go through, the repentance, it in itself, the punishment. After that we don't need any other punishment, because when the paper's result came, he had a pass. He could not believe it again. Bhagwan forgave him, of course not before he went through the hell. When I asked Sai Ram, you have written this, if I spoke about it there in the satsang, people would come to know that you had tried to cheat. Is that okay with you? He said, yes, Amma. I want those students to know, because there are always student generations planning such things. I want every one of them to know what punishment I had. Punishment and the grace. Because he said, after they came out, his friend who was a Vaishnava, who always said, Perumal is the highest God. He turned to him and said, I saw your lips moving all the time doing some japa of a mantra. What mantra is it? This mantra seems to be very powerful. What happened today is a miracle, pure miracle. You had a miraculous escape. Then he said, it's my Guru Mantra. And then both the friends said, this mantra is very, very, very powerful. Your Guru has saved you. You had a very narrow escape. So you see, the whole thing turned into a blessing. This is what Bhagavan said. Any adversity would turn into a blessing if we repent. Even otherwise, for people who work for Bhagavan, who chant His name, surely help would come in time. Guidance would come. Protection is always there. Now that Bhagavan is here, right?